What's up, beautiful people? My name's Alex. Thanks for joining me. Today's flow is going to be a 30-minute vinyasa practice where we're just moving, getting our bodies warm, and helping us feel a little loose. And then we'll close out our practice with some breath work to help center ourselves, make us feel a bit more present, and really make it a full practice. So, with that being said, let's begin. Shut up and flow. Opening those knees wide, we're going to start in child's pose, extending those arms long on the mat, bringing your forehead to your mat, and beginning our breathing. Maybe you practice your Ujjayi breath, which is a gentle constriction in the back of your throat, with your lips closed. As you exhale through your nose, it might feel like you're fogging up a mirror. Let's just take 2 more breaths. Very good. From here, you're going to pull your right hand down towards your right knee and thread it underneath that left arm for thread the needle, laying down on your right shoulder. Gently, maybe noticing any sensations your body's giving you. Take 2 more breaths here. Nice. Let's bring that arm back through. Bring that hand up towards your left, and we'll switch sides, bringing that left hand down towards your left knee, threading it underneath your right arm for thread the needle on the other side. Extending that right arm long and laying down on your left shoulder. Does it feel a little different than your right? If it doesn't, that's okay. But it's in these postures we like to take a little time to notice what our body's telling us. Take 1 more breath. Great. Coming out from your thread the needle and pushing yourself up to all fours. Let's bring our hands to the outside of our mats, fingers facing away, not in front of us. We're just going to work on those shoulders a little bit more. So bending the right arm, bring that left shoulder down to the mat and back up. Let's switch sides. I like to rotate my fingers a little bit on the bent arm just to help me get a little lower. And come back up. Let's do 1 more on each side, bending the right elbow, straightening the left arm down to the mat, maybe turning your head. And coming back up, switching sides, bending the left elbow, straightening the right arm, bringing that elbow, shoulder down to the mat. Your elbow's on the mat too. Nice. Coming on up, let's find all fours again. Warm up our spine with a classic cat-cow. When you're ready, inhale, drop the belly, looking up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Push that ground away, separating those shoulder blades. Inhale, dropping the belly, looking up. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. And move through your cat-cow at your own pace. Letting that breath guide you through each movement. Yoga is a practice where we connect our movements with our breath. So, starting out in cat-cow is a great way to become attuned how we're feeling that day. Nice. Terrific. Let's find a neutral spine, and we're going to do some barrel rolls, or at least that's what I like to call them. You're just going to gently twist your torso to the right side, bring that chest down, and roll it on up on the left, through center, and back to the right, down, up, center, right. Maybe incorporate your breath as you inhale low, exhale high, inhale low, exhale high. One more this direction, inhaling low, exhaling high. Let's switch directions. So starting from the left side, moving through, coming up on the right, and still moving through it, taking your time, finding your edge as you work through all corners of the back. One more rotation. Very good. Coming to center, planting your hands, lifting that right knee up and bringing that right foot in between our hands for a low lunge. Planting that left hand on the mat. Use that right hand to open up to the right side for a twist, gently twisting. Taking one more breath. And bringing that right hand down to the outside of the right foot. Let's switch sides. Left hand opening up to the left side, reaching up high. Maybe your gaze is down in front of you. Or if you want a little balancing challenge, try to peek at those fingertips. One more breath. We're still breathing, right? I hope so. Nice. Bring it on down. And lift that torso, raising up to a low lunge, bringing your hands high. Maybe you push your hips forward. Maybe bring your hands to your hips. And maybe you're moving through it, making it a dynamic low lunge. Whatever works for you, do it. We want to feel good in our practice and also find those movements and those poses that are targeting those areas that we might be feeling a bit tight, that just need a little bit more love. Almost there. Nice job. Nice. Here we go. Let's bring our right hand to our right hip so it's the same side that our knee is bent on. Lift that left hand high and then lean over to the right side. If you want a little bit extra of a hip stretch, maybe arch your back a little bit, pushing that left hip or both hips forward. Just going to open up that left hip a little bit more. Still breathing. 2 more breaths. Very good. Bring that left hand down to the mat and bending that left knee, coming up onto the top of the quad area here, right on top of the knee, where the muscle meets the bone, the kneecap, and pull that right foot towards you for a quad stretch. You don't have to come all the way down on your hand. Maybe you're just on your fingertips. Maybe you're using a block if you have one. One more breath. And gently release. Let's bring our hips towards our heels, straightening that right leg and bring those right toes up for half splits. Got to balance out our postures. Or at least I always feel that my low lunge goes really well with my half splits. Taking one more breath. Nice. Let's rebend that right knee, framing that right foot and bringing that knee back to meet our left, finding our tabletop position. And let's bring that left foot forward and start these postures on the other side. So planting that right hand into the mat, opening up towards the left side, reaching for the sky, feeling into our twist. Still breathing, right? Sometimes when we feel a little tension, we hold our breaths, but our breath is what's going to help us get into the stretch a little bit more. And as humans, we need to breathe. Nice. One more breath. And bring that left hand down to the outside of your left foot. Use that right hand to open up to the right side for a twist on the other side. Great job. Bringing that right hand down and gently lifting our torso up, coming into the low lunge on the other side. Again, find what works for you. Maybe it's a little bit different than the other side. If it is, that's okay. Both sides are never the same. Maybe they are. But I would be very impressed. They are. Nice. Let's take one more breath. You're doing great. And coming back up to our neutral low lunge, bringing our left hand to our hips. Again, same side as our bent knee. Raising that right hand up and reaching over to the left side. Maybe you're arching your back just a little. Be gentle with yourself. If you need to make any adjustments, maybe moving your knee, coming back forward, whatever you need to do, make sure you're doing it. We want to feel good. Great, and bringing our hand down, right hand down to the inside of our right foot on the mat. Again, adjusting our right knee, coming and bending that right knee, reaching around for our foot with our left hand and stretching that quad, maybe even opening up to the left side, using our shoulder as a guide to help us really get into the stretch and find that edge, finding that balance between a stretch and a little too much. We don't want to go into that too much area. Nice, one more breath. Great. Gently release that foot to the ground, frame the left foot, and bring your hips to heels as you drag your hands back, straightening that left leg, bringing those left toes up for half splits. Breathing here. Take 2 more breaths. Awesome. Rebending that left knee. Let's bring that left knee back to meet our right, planting our hands firmly into the mat, tucking our toes and lifting those hips up and behind us for our first down dog. Pedaling out the feet, maybe bending our knees to help us bring our hips back a little more. Oops. And let's move through our flow, planting our left foot firmly in the mat. Let's bring our right foot just to the back of our ankle or heel and gently pull that left heel down ever so slightly for an extra stretch. One more breath. Inhale, lift that right leg up behind us Exhale, step it in between the hands, runner's lunge. Making any adjustments, inhale, lifting the torso as we come up, exhaling into our crescent lunge. Bringing our shoulders away from our ears, relaxing here. Maybe bending our left knee slightly, help us pull our hip forward and get a little extra stretch. One more breath. And gently twisting that left heel down and opening up to warrior two. Shoulders over our hips, gazing at our front fingertips. Taking 3 breaths here. Really finding power and peace in this posture, being gentle to ourselves. Very good. Straightening that right leg. Let's come into triangle, bringing that right hand down to your shin, ankle to floor. That left hand opens up high. You can either look down at the floor on a drishti or a focus point, or bring, again, your gaze up to the ceiling or your fingertips. Maybe challenge yourself a little bit too. If you're here and you feel like your elbow's bending, maybe reach a little bit further down your ankle. Take 2 more breaths. Awesome. Rebending that right knee, framing that right foot, and gently bringing that left knee to the outside of our right ankle, sitting down on our mat and setting ourselves up for a twist. Bring that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Right hand comes behind us as we gaze over our right shoulder. So remember to sit up tall. We don't want to be arching in this posture, reaching through the crown of our head. Very good. Take in 2 more breaths here. Sweet. Coming back out of our twist, let's swing that right leg behind us and setting ourselves up for pigeon. So hands planted at the top of our mat, our left knee comes behind our left wrist, and our right ankle is somewhere behind our right wrist. It doesn't necessarily have to be parallel, it can be at an angle. Find what works for you, find what feels good. And starting in king pigeon, raising through the crown of the head, and slowly walking our hands down to our mat, if that's where you'd like to be today. Maybe bringing our head down, and we'll take 5 breaths wherever you are. Nice. Slowly coming up, planting our hands on the mat, tucking our toes, coming into plank pose. Inhale here, exhale, lower down to our mat, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, pushing the hips back, downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Inhale, bringing that left foot to the back of our right ankle. Gently pulling it down. Gentle stretch. Inhale, lifting that left leg up behind us. Exhale, stepping it in between our hands. Runner's lunge. From here, on your inhale, slowly rising up, crescent lunge, hands come high. Maybe find a slight bend in your right knee. Maybe you're a little wobbly like me. Make any adjustments you need. Find yourself in a comfortable crescent. We don't want to strain ourselves. This is supposed to be an easy flow, right? Taking one more breath. There it is. Let's inhale, turn that right heel down. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Left hand in front of us, right hand behind, shoulders over our hips. Maybe take a look and see if you can find that left big toe to the inside of our left knee. Left knee is over our ankle. And finding power in our pose. Peacefully settling into our warrior two. Let's take 2 more breaths. Awesome. Straightening that left knee. Let's bring that left hand all the way down, maybe to your shin, ankle, or the floor if you're feeling flexy today. Open up that right hand up towards the ceiling, coming into our triangle pose. Let's take 3 breaths. Maybe some thoughts from what you were doing before coming into your mind or what you have to do after. Just gently guide yourself back to your mat, to what we're doing now. And we're moving. Slowly bend that left knee, bring both hands down to your mat, framing your left foot, coming up on those right toes, pushing up off those toes gently and placing your right knee to the outside of your left ankle. Woo, maybe plopping down, trying to be a little more gentle than I was right there if you can. And take that right elbow, hook it onto the outside of your left knee, left hand behind you. Let's find that gentle twist on the other side. Remembering to sit tall. Top of your head's really reaching up towards the ceiling. Last breath. And coming out of our twist. Left side now. Bring that left leg out behind you and we'll find pigeon on the right leg. So right knee is behind your right wrist. Left ankle is behind your left wrist somewhere. It's just kind of in that line. Your left leg is straight behind you. Maybe do a little check. Inhale, king pigeon up tall. Exhale, lowering down if that's where you want to be. Maybe resting your head on the mat, on your hands. We'll take 3 more breaths. Gently pushing ourselves up. We're going to do a little rewind. Let's slowly roll onto our right glute and bring that left leg back up in front of us. Bring the soles of our feet together for butterfly pose. Maybe grabbing our toes. Maybe our elbows are pushing our knees out. Maybe this is just where you're at today. But if you like to add a little bend, inhale tall, exhale, hinge at the hips. This is kind of where I'm at today. Some days I go a little further, but not today. Remember, if you're folding forward, we don't want to be rounding our spine to get lower. We're hinging at those hips and keeping that spine straight. Last breath. Great. Let's bring those legs long in front of us. Inhale, the hands up high. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Reaching for those feet. Maybe it's just the shins today, maybe your ankles, maybe the tips of your toes. Wherever you are, I love it. It's where you need to be. One more breath. And gently release. Let's find our way on to our backs. Slowly bring the soles of our feet together. If you like, knees wide for Supta Baddha Konasana. Bringing our one hand to our heart and one hand to our belly. And if you prefer to come into Savasana pose while we do this little breath work, that's fine too. If you like your legs long and your arms long, find any little adjustments you need. And we're going to do 4, 7, 8 breathing. We'll do 3 rounds. And what that is an inhale of 4, holding of 7, and an exhaling of 8. And I'll count us through it and guide us through each part of this breath work. If you'd like to, gently close your eyes now, feeling your lips. We'll be breathing through our nose and having a controlled breath, not forcing our air in and out. Here we go, letting all your air out. And inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently returning to our normal breath. If you'd like to take Shavasana in this pose, feel free. If not, we can bring our hands to our side and our feet long on our mat. Take a few moments to continue focusing on our breath, and stay present, sealing our practice. Wherever you are, slowly wiggling your fingers and toes, waking the body back up. Maybe bringing your hands and arms up above your head and your feet, legs long for full body stretch, reaching through those fingertips and stretching through those toes. And keeping those eyes closed, rolling to one side of your mat. For a few last moments of peace. And when you feel ready, gently push yourself up to an easy seat. Maybe gently opening your eyes, bringing your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me on your mat today. Hopefully you feel a little more balanced, loose, and present in your day. Namaste.